What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Cantina Jargon, episode
40.
40?
Yeah, 40.
Wow. 40 episodes.
Yeah, that's
huge.
It's kind of wild. Dude,
it's kind of crazy.
It's almost been 2 years now.
2 years? Didn't Ahsoka?
Wait, no.
Yeah, it'd be like a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a okay, yeah. Because Ahsoka came out in July. So yeah, or August, July.
Yeah. We're going on.
This is when I started my hiatus last year. This is when I stopped I still the Cantina Jargon, but this is when I stopped uploading and went off the face of the earth.
When did Bad Batch come out?
Bad Batch came out in April, I believe, or March or April.
Because I started making videos
halfway through.
Bad Batch videos. I remember us talking about Bad Batch on Cantina Jargon. April of 2024, Bad Batch came out. You're saying it was this year? I already forget.
Because the finale was on May 1st, so it had to have been March when it started. Maybe even February. I don't know. I forgot
that came out this year. It seems like a lifetime ago because we got Acolyte since then.
But yeah, no, because I stopped uploading live videos for a little bit just because I was having to work a lot more. But we were still doing CJ during the time. But yeah, it's just so weird that's about to be going on 2 years though.
That is crazy. What's crazier is we haven't had anything really besides Acolyte live action since Ahsoka,
which is crazy too. To think about.
Which I know because neither of us really covered it that much. I know you covered it a little more than I did, but I didn't really cover it at all. I just wasn't my thing.
Yeah, and that's totally fine too. I just I don't know. I just want to I just saw things. I was like, okay, that might be interesting to talk about, and fucking happened. I don't know. It just happened.
That's the way it goes. So there were some interesting things, and one of the interesting things, obviously, what we were going to talk about today was this Plagueis thing. So there was concept art that got dropped this week for Plagueis, and it's official concept art. They're saying,
yeah, it's official concept art. I'm grabbing it right now. It's official concept art. But I'm telling you, it looks like it's straight out Mid-Journey, the Discord AI generated stuff. It does not look good at all. Let me see if I can grab it real quick.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. It looked very, and almost, I don't even know I'd go that far.
I could have done that in Photoshop with AI in Photoshop.
That's what it looked like. It looks like they found some images of previous Plagueis renderings and just chopped them into photos or whatever. It was very confusing.
Before I start screen sharing, I'll grab it too. Because there's one point where I was messing around with AI way when it started. I don't even know if I have it anymore. I don't think I do. But I know I was making stuff of Balin and stuff for thumbnails.
Right.
And it looked just like that.
Yeah, some of that AI stuff has gotten pretty crazy to the point where you can't even really tell what's especially with something like concept art. How are we going to be able to distinguish concept art from official drawn concept art to AI?
Yeah, because that's kind of the thing with the all of Secret Invasion's intro was all done AI.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. When is it going to get to the point where it's just it's not, I don't know, feasible?
I think I believe they're going to lean into it even harder. I think AI is going to be used for special effects and all kinds of stuff. And I'm talking 5-10 years from now, though. Obviously it's not there right now.
Yeah. So this was the Darth Plagueis concept art that was released.
This one's my favorite.
This one looks great. In my opinion, this one looks great. Minus I don't know.
It kind of looks like the shot from the show, right?
Yeah. And then this is the killing right here. With everything on here, it just looks it looks like it's AI drawn.
I either way, why would they have even done concept art like this? He was never gonna hold his lightsaber in the show. He was never gonna, you know what I mean? It doesn't really make any sense in the context of the show.
So yeah, because there's I believe there's that one, and then there's an
There was a third one I saw, I think. Yeah. Maybe a third or fourth one.
I think it was just it was just him with a hood. He literally just had a hood on, and it was just it's in the thumbnail, I think, for on my stream anyway, the difference between the two. I mean, I don't know. I if Star Wars is going to be using AI for their concept art and for their characters, then what are they using it for that we don't know about? Like, was the Acolyte half the scripts written by AI then? Like, that's kind of like my question then. Like, seriously, like, I'm not even being like an ass. Like, I'm just being serious. Like, so how much of the Acolyte script was AI written?
Right.
Now I'm kind of thinking like that's very plausible.
It
like,
kind of felt like it a little bit.
That's because I'm saying the power of many.
Like a little bit. Man, I do not know. That is just like, if it is, it is whatever. But clearly, Marvel uses AI to some degree and has. With Secret Invasion was like the one massive, example of it. But I think we're gonna see more, man, as it gets further and further advanced. I mean, there may be a time in a time in the future when like you can produce movies and shit like with AI.
Yeah, I mean, like
full on.
Like they're already doing it with Book of Boba Fett for Luke, and same thing with the Mandalorian.
I mean, yeah, deepfake as a type of AI, right?
So I'm saying like that. I think that's just going to get better and better. Like honestly, I don't know how much of RDJ's like. I'm hoping for Doomsday, like when because like Doctor Doom, you don't really see his face that often. You see it for a little bit in his backstory, and then mainly it's all his mask. I'm really hoping with RDJ that there's some sort of like prosthetics, almost like what they did for the Penguin. Like I want RDJ to almost not be recognizable.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that.
Like if he has the same exact face as Tony Stark, like I could totally see a scene where that would happen of like Peter's talking to him and telling him like how much he meant to him and everything, and then he just like Victor just looks at him and says, "I don't even know you." Like,
but like it would not even make sense. Like even in the multiverse, in my opinion, for Victor to look exactly like Tony Stark, that would make no sense. Shouldn't Tony, unless Victor is Tony for some reason.
Which there was a comic with that, which basically they were just switched at birth, but that's not they're out there going. They're saying that this is fully Victor Von Doom, so they have like I guarantee if they brought him back, RDJ would have asked this question. Like, especially if he said, let's get this right, he wouldn't ask that question. So I feel like we're not going to be able to recognize him, hopefully, anyway. Maybe from, like, the eyes up. But I don't know if you saw any clips from The Sympathizer. Like, he's really good at playing different characters that, like, look like him. Like, and, like, still not being able to see RDJ fully.
That would be kind of wild if he signed on to do this and, like, is totally in makeup the whole time. You can't even see him. That would be. I mean, that's just like.
I'd prefer
for the amount he's being paid, though. I feel like that'd be crazy. Like,
in the 3 months of shooting he's doing compared to
no one's gonna see your face. Like,
yeah, like the Colin Farrell with the Penguin. Like he was saying, like he said that he loved putting it on, but he was like, I hated the fact that I didn't know who I was after because like I was wearing this makeup, like no one knew me on set, but I was like just Colin.
Well, I saw one quote from him where he was like, "I do not want to do this like ever again." Basically,
yeah. He was saying like he went back on that again. And it was like he's like I got very crabby towards the end. It was some very long and dark places I went to, and he's like I just got very crabby towards the end, and the makeup with it being hot in New York, he said that he would just sweat and he could feel it sliding. So it was like,
oh my gosh,
yeah.
This isn't unlike This isn't unlike Pedro wearing a helmet and a suit on set all of season 2 and getting pissed off, which allegedly happened. Allegedly he walked off the set at some point during close to the end of shooting. It was not happy with the situation of having the helmet on all the time. I mean, makeup, helmets, whatever, different things, but like an actor wants to act, and I think they want to be comfortable first and foremost, So
and
I don't know.
I love Pedro, and I totally get like what he means by it, but at the same time, like you knew what you signed up for.
Oh, exactly. I agree 100%.
You signed full on sign up for it, dog. You got to deal with it now. Like that's sorry. I love Pedro though. Like
agree 100%. No, you can't sign up for a masked character and then be mad when they're in the mask.
Well, and I think that's why RDJ like. I mean, if he's behind, like he's gonna be behind the mask, you're not gonna see you're gonna see his eyes, and that's about it. And you're gonna hear his voice, but I guarantee his voice is gonna be different too. So, I mean, I can't see him talking and acting like Tony Stark, because like sometimes when RDJ's in other films, like he's like almost like Ryan Reynolds, where he's just playing Deadpool, but like
Right.
there's other times where he's not. So I feel like we're gonna get one of those times where it's like this is really RDJ and not just Tony Stark. I don't know. I'm hopeful. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll eat my words. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either way. So, Clark, what's up? Debreen,
How are you?
Debreen66. Hello there. I do want to say, I want to read Clark's comment here. AI allows people who, like me, who can't sing or do digital art. It would be a crime if it replaces real artists. Absolutely. I think like it's an interesting tool, but it should never replace like the real like art and the real medium. I mean, like someone who can draw, right? Like art or AI can create a drawing for you, and maybe even give you ideas, so for concepts and stuff like that. But like, what would be the point of it replacing like people who actually have ideas and can put them to paper? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
it just makes a sense.
It's okay. It's the same. It's just I've been making like a lot of my like short videos are having to do with like either certain characters coming back or like the creation of like suits and stuff. And every single suit looks so much better when it's practical, even if it's flawless with CG, even if it looks perfect in CG. Like it's still the uncanny valley. Like there's just something about it that you know it's not really there, but when they use a practical suit, like it, you know it's there. Like there's just a different feel to it, and it's just like the same thing. Like you have to have that like practical. Like someone has to be drawing this. It has to come from the art.
Yeah, it's for the suits. That's a really good point. It's like the way the light interacts with the suit, and that you can get it close, and you can have the best CGI artists out there. You can never replicate real lighting. And Jon Favreau, you might even post a short about this, but Jon Favreau talked about doing this for the what are those troopers called in Mando season 2 finale? The Dark Troopers.
Yeah.
That's why they had guys literally in Dark Trooper suits.
Yeah, they had it in this. Yeah, they had them in this. Yeah, I guarantee I have it because they talked about Dark Force. Like,
Dark Forces and all that stuff. Yeah. These guys were wearing Dark Trooper suits just to get the light to bounce off them. That's all they wanted.
Yeah, and then they literally just said that all we got to do now is just remove parts of their arms and we're good.
Like we get the elbows.
They wanted it to be shot all in camera, and like that's what I love. Like the in No Way Home, when all 3 Spider-Man land on top of the Statue of Liberty head, that they did that practical. Like they did that on set with wires. They did the jump and landed. Obviously, like it's enhanced with CG.
Were they wearing? As far as I know, like Spider-Man, at least Tom Holland Spider-Man has always pretty much CGI'd suit. Were they wearing the suits on set for that?
Yeah, for Infinity War and Endgame, it was CGI, but for Homecoming and Far From Home, they were both real.
Oh, cool.
And Homecoming, it was real, and everyone was real, but their masks weren't. Tom's was the only one that had a mask, but Tom's entire suit had to be replaced to have the integrated with the gold, because the gold wasn't there. It was just the normal red suit from Far From Home. So that was all added digitally on. And Toby's, I don't know if you could tell his face emotes. And when Toby wears a normal mask, there's a face shell there. His face doesn't emote. And in No Way Home, his face emotes. This is why Toby looks a little weird. It's because his face isn't. Like his entire head is being covered up with CG with the CG mask.
Right.
When they pull the masks on, they're just doing this. There's nothing there. Like that's the only thing that takes me out of it. It's because that's fully CG.
That's so crazy. I don't.
Because in all the behind the scenes of like Toby like fighting and stuff, like the scenes that we got in the movie, he has no mask on. It's just him looking like a cool youth pastor.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
I know for a fact that going back to Favreau, I know for a fact you did post a short about Iron Man where he talks about the practical suit.
Tom, I was literally editing this today. I haven't got finished yet. Tom was saying that for the first Iron Man, Tony wore RDJ wore like the full like set. For Iron Man 2, he wore like hockey pads. He's like, now he's on his 5th movie and he just got a zipper. Like he's like they just like progressively just get like worn down and down like this. I don't know. For Civil War, he was literally wearing like spandex and hockey pads.
So crazy. I just think it looked better. You know what I mean? I do. I actually think the practical effects look better. I mean, look at this old Star Wars from the 80s. Like Darth Vader looks perfect. Imagine that not being practical.
It would be insane. Also, too, like I will say, because like when they did Iron Man 1, they photo scanned everything. Like they made all the suit pieces practical, and then photo scan them into the computer. And when they were practically made, I feel like the CG looks so much better. Like I love Endgame, but Iron Man suit looks great, but you can just tell like that was never actually there. He never actually had anything on of that suit.
Oh yeah,
because I don't know, but when it was like when it's scanned in, you can just tell like that really is metal, like a metal reflection you're seeing. It's not just a simulation.
Yeah, it's a whole different, different thing, man.
It's same thing with the suits. Like you can see the interwoven details of the fibers, and yes, you might be able to do it with a cloth sim of some sort, but not to like that degree. Like it's just everything with the lighting too. Like it's just, like you said, it's insane, dude. I don't know.
I love practical. Fallout was another good example. If you watched the Fallout show from last year, those suits they used for the Brotherhood were practical, and you could tell they look so good.
Also, too, the fact that it was all shot in New York State. None of it was shot in California.
Yeah, that is so crazy. You told me that one. I didn't even know that.
Insane.
Yeah, that's wild. Here you go.
When Iron Man fights Dr. Doom, it'll be RDJ arguing with himself. Well, luckily, that's not going to happen. At least for the meantime.
Do you know that? I mean, it's multiverse. I think Iron Man
I doubt that they're going to have him face each other. Like, because I know like Marvel would get shit on for that. They're going to like.
Oh, I 100% think it's happening. I'm with Clark here.
You really think that the Iron Man?
I think 100% a different version of Iron Man is going to show up and fight Dr. Doom.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean, okay, it definitely could make sense because he's filming for 3 months straight, and the other the cast at most is doing 1 month. Some are doing only like a 1 week, a couple days.
Oh
so it's definitely possible. I just feel like they're not even going to touch that, and they're going to wait till after Secret Wars when when it gets reset.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that this wasn't leaked by the most reliable leaker, but in the comics, how Rogue gets her flight is by like absorbing Carol Danvers' powers, and it's rumored for Captain Marvel 3 that she's going to be the villain, and like that's the perfect way to do it. And I think they're just gonna reset the universe, and they're gonna bring in new characters then. Like I don't know if it'll be RDJ as Iron Man or someone else, but
they actually they use that storyline in the X-Men animated series.
Yeah.
And it was great, man. That was one of the coolest storylines that were Rogue. And she doesn't know, but the crazy thing is like she's being manipulated by Mystique, the whole time. Rogue is, and she gets Carol Danvers' powers, which is pretty crazy. And that's what I'm saying. Really know she has them. It's like
that would be a great way to like get like not only like Mystique and everything, but like get Rogue into the MCU and like kick off that like X-Men introduction. I mean, because we already know there's mutants in MCU because really Namor. Cool. Yeah, I'll say like Namor even said that he was a mutant, and the same thing with Kamala Khan. So mutants are already in the MCU. I just don't know how much of suppressed, like how suppressed.
Well, yeah, I mean, wasn't Beast like in? I didn't see it, but the Marvels wasn't he in that or something in a post-credit scene?
At the end, she gets like teleported like through the wormhole to like a different universe, and that universe is believed to be the Fox X-Men universe where so that's
so she's just gone.
Yeah, so she's just in. Yeah, she's just there. But I'm assuming that universe is going to get pulled in for Secret Wars with Battleworld. That part of that universe is going to get pulled.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because
because they're going to be taking like chunks from every single world and just together.
Yeah, makes sense. Adds up. New member. This is for your channel.
Star Wars Nerd, thank you, man. I believe he comes from Star Wars Sith, if I'm not mistaken.
Speak of the devil. 120K, bro. Save from me being Tony and me being Joe.
Sorry,
no, keep going, man. Keep going. I'm not concerned about it at all. At all. Rogue versus Captain Marvel would be the fight that makes me want to watch that movie, to be honest.
Right? Like I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the movie just to see that. I would go just to see Rogue kick Carol's ass.
I like Rogue as a character a lot in the animated series. Obviously I really like X-Men, the animated series, and 97. Rogue, one of my favorite characters. Her and Gambit, dude.
Yeah.
Sick. We need that. and
people have been saying that Billie Eilish is going to be being cast as Rogue. I don't want Billie Eilish. I want like Elizabeth Gillies or someone older almost to be playing
Oh,
Rogue.
I think I'm actually okay with that. I never heard that one. That's pretty interesting. I'd be okay. I mean, I'm not like
I don't
I've
know if
never
she
seen
could.
her
I just
act.
don't know if she could pull off the accent and it not be funny.
Yeah,
Like
that's the one thing. The
that's like
southern
that's what I'm
draw.
saying. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Tony says they need to fight in Jello. No comment. But I don't disagree. That is my comment. I don't disagree. Is my comment.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. I'm very uneducated on mutants in general. I think Carol is one, so I guess I got some research to do. No. Carol got her powers through the Tesseract, the Space Stone, in Captain Marvel. Basically, like the Tesseract got shot by some plasma beam, and then that just blew up and absorbed Carol. That's how she got her powers. So now Rogue's about to absorb Carol and take her powers.
I saw
Hopefully.
that was that in Captain Marvel, because I saw that.
Yeah.
I just don't remember what happens. I mean,
because Jude Law shoots the like core.
Oh yes, he's in that, of course. I'll be honest, I've only probably seen that movie once or so, but and I've never seen the Marvels, so I don't know too much about her as a character. But like I said, I like the X-Men like animated series. Star Wars nerd, I would check that out because X-Men 97 is absolute flames. And I cannot wait for that show to come back.
Spider-Man 98 is
Spider-Man 98
is starting.
Is it really? Because
it's heavily rumored. I'm gonna say it's starting. They're probably gonna announce it after freshman year comes out.
Freshman year looks god awful. Did you see the trailer for that?
Yeah. I was so excited when they first announced this. I was like, dude, let's fucking go. Now I'm like, I don't care.
I thought it was literally gonna be like like a Spider-Man 98, like the old animated series.
That's kind of what I thought too.
And I saw the trailer, the leaked one or whatever, from where would they show that? Comic-Con or something?
Yeah, New York Comic-Con, I believe.
Holy dude. If you guys have not seen this trailer, this Spider-Man freshman year trailer, if you want to see some of the worst animation you've ever seen in your life, go watch this trailer, because it is absolutely incredible that a studio like Marvel, Disney can even make something this bad. We have better fan animations on this channel right here than what they put together for freaking Comic-Con. That's right. So I mean, I am baffled when I saw that. I am like, they're gonna put this on Disney Plus. They're really gonna put the show out.
I was not that I think What If looks bad at all, but I was rewatching like What If today for like some shorts, and I was just like, why does this animation look so fucking goofy? Like what? Like, well, why does it look so like what happened?
What If is weird looking, but I will say it is high quality in terms of but it's 3D rendered. Clearly, it's not actually 2D in any.
I think that's what it is. Like it just it's too clean to where it doesn't feel like it's hand drawn. Like it's too seamless.
Yeah, it's too. You're right.
97 still feels like it's hand drawn.
Well, 97, most of the assets are hand drawn still.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like you can feel it just by watching it.
Yeah, it just looks so much better. I mean, I would argue, outside of like some of the Visions stuff, like X-Men 97 is some of the best Disney Plus animated show that's come out the whole time.
I would say I would honestly argue
it's probably the best one. Yeah,
I would say easily for return on investment, definitely.
Yeah, I do think, like I said, some of the Vision stuff is pretty cool, but we're getting like one-shot episodes and that's it.
Yeah,
and it's over. We're not getting any continuation. Whereas 97, man, that was a solid season. And yes, I want X-Men, or not X-Men. I want Spider-Man 98 in the same style and everything as the old animated series. I would go crazy.
Dude, they definitely teased it, especially with that, like Peter finding MJ. Like they
they
teased it.
They were there.
Like,
they were there.
Yeah, they definitely teased. Like that's why I was like they better because Daredevil was supposed to get like a Daredevil show, just like Spider-Man and X-Men.
Yeah, they had Daredevil in there too.
Yeah. And with how much they kept teasing Matt Murdock, I'm like, don't stop fucking doing it. Don't get my hopes up, dude. Like I
want that. I really do. I hope that 97 is successful enough to where that happens, but I think this freshman year thing is I can't even can we pull up a screenshot? Do you have can you find one?
Sure, I'll try to find one.
Lava Prop is in the building. Imagine going
checked...
from X-Men 97 animation style to freshman year. You seen it?
The second that when I found out that it wasn't going to be in the MCU, I instantly checked out, just because I was like, how are you bringing in Charlie Cox to voice Daredevil? Because he was supposed to be
like the MCU origin story.
Yes, and then they changed it and added Norman Osborn in the story.
They're like, it's non-canon.
Yeah, and that's when I was just like, dude, come on, you had you had an opportunity.
I can't even get over. You know what I mean? If it was good animation, I'd be like, whatever. I can ignore that it's not canon, because X-Men 97 is not canon in the MCU. Probably not. It might be,
but that's totally fine because that's a great fucking story.
Right,
and it looks great
because it looks great too, and I can just shut my brain off and watch it. Star Wars nerd. Oh shoot, I've never seen her movies. You haven't kept up with them after No Way Home. I'm kind of the same way. Caden keeps up on all the Marvel DC stuff, but he just kind of fills me in on what's happening with some of the stuff, because I haven't watched Agatha. I haven't watched
I've been loosely watching Agatha. I'm like 3 episodes behind her now, but
okay.
It's fun watching. I'm watching it with my wife, and she's loving it. I'm just kind of I'm like, this is interesting. This is cool. I'm for this. Because
fair enough.
It's supposed to be WandaVision, Agatha, and then Vision Quest is going to be the three trilogy, the trilogy for the WandaVision series and that story arc from Wanda, Agatha, and Vision Quest. It's going to be one big story.
Okay, I mean, I liked WandaVision for the most part, so it could be interesting. I just, you know what I mean? I've told you this a million times. After I saw Ant-Man, dude, I was like, that was one of the worst things I've ever seen. I couldn't believe it. So I checked out after Ant-Man 3.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it, and you're like, yeah, it was not. It was not. Okay.
Not for me. And if you liked it, cool. But not for me. And Kang, Kang's nothing now. They're just
yeah, and Kang got obviously. Fucking... How did Kang get beat by felonies? A convicted felon that's just trying to be a dad. I don't know.
Literal and a bunch of ants.
I can't get any pictures right now. They're all removed for copyright.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Well, I'm sure the official trailer will come in at some point. And you say, is it worse than the MTV weird 3D Spider-Man show? I think I know which one you're talking about, and I'm gonna say it's on par.
I don't know. I feel like the Spider-Man show honestly might be a little bit better because it had some cool concepts in it. I'm gonna be at least from what I'm remembering from when
the 3D at the time just wasn't up to par with what, you know what I mean? I mean, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar business under Disney that can't give us. I mean, they can give us a show because they gave us X-Men 97, but they're not willing to give us a good Spider-Man show because they want to do whatever.
I think honestly, I don't think necessarily it's by Disney. It's honestly, it has to be a Sony thing. And I just saw Venom 3.
A really good point.
I just saw Venom 3.
Owns it.
I'm one of the people that really liked Let There Be Carnage. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I had really a lot of fun with it because I really liked Andy Serkis. This is his first movie he directed. I really like Venom 3. Yes, there are definitely some plot holes, and then there's a couple times where I was like, that didn't really make sense, but all right, I'm gonna keep going. But I was I left the movie theater being like, damn, that was kind of sad, and I want to see more Venom. I want to see more of Tom Hardy as Venom. And it was the perfect conclusion to Tom Hardy's trilogy, but also the perfect setup for the future of the Venom franchise and the Sony franchise.
Interesting. So they are going to continue with this Sony Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
thing.
Tom Hardy said that he's this is his final Venom movie, but he's not done playing the character.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
And that's why Dustin Daniel Cretton is now the director for Spider-Man 4, and The Last Dance leads into Spider-Man 4. There is no Spider-Man in the movie though. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying at least that's what I'm assuming based off of where they're talking about the continuation going forward is making it seem like it's going to be Spider-Man 4.
Interesting. It will be interesting to see if the Marvel Sony universe is kind of crossover. I mean, technically at the end of the day, right? Sony owns Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they can tell Marvel, the MC, or well, at least Disney Marvel, to shove it if they want to.
I mean, dude, have you seen the set photos for Spider Noir?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
actually kind of interested in that.
dude, like, okay, so that's supposed to be coming out for on MGM first, and then Prime
It's on
Video.
Amazon, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like I'm like, damn, like they're going for it. I'm all for it. Like,
Yeah, that looks pretty
they're
fun.
going for it. Have you seen the first Kick-Ass movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Okay, see,
Good one,
yeah, I love Kick-Ass too, especially.
Yeah.
But Nick Cage's character, like how he looks without the mask, is how
Yeah.
I want Spider-Man Noir to look without the mask on. I want to see that like handlebar mustache.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
With the glasses. I don't know why, but like when I picture him taking off that mask, that's the face I see. Is him like with like the mug drinking like the hot cocoa.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really good. No, I definitely want to see him. I mean, it's Nick Cage, so it will be good. I think that will be good, and it'll just be a fun show, probably more than anything.
I told my wife when her and I first got together, I was like we will be seeing every Nick Cage movie. That's like, I'm sorry, like we haven't gotten to sing Renfield yet, but like
I haven't seen that one yet either, but I wanted to. It looked good.
I did as well.
I mean, it looked funny. Whatever, you know, it's Nick Cage.
Star Wars Nerd, thank you for the gifted channel membership. Thanks, man.
Yeah, cool. Penguin in a half an hour. Don't tell Josh.
Get your special stock out, nerds.
Is he still? Is Josh still like clowning on that show? Like, is he out of his mind?
So he watched one like the Sophia episode was really good, and he's like, "All right, this is really good." And the episode after that, he's like, "All right, the show's back to being shit again." Like he just flipped. I was like, "All right, dude's lost his mind. It's all right."
Whatever. I'll have it. Galactic Cantina, welcome.
Welcome, man. Thank you for becoming a member through the gifted the membership.
It's a good community you're building here, man. And I'm just glad to be part of it. That's what I'm here for.
I'm just glad that we're still doing this. Like, I'm just like, I like this is like what I look forward to during the week. I'm like, all right, are Joe and I gonna go live this week? What are we gonna talk about?
Yeah, I know. It's like always like, what are we gonna talk about? We actually have Star Wars news this week, and we haven't talked about it yet. So I wanted.
And we're already half an hour in.
This is I know, right? This is a good. We get sidetracked from Marvel and DC and shit, but which is totally what it's all about. So we're just here
Dune.
Right, Dune. Prophecy's coming. It's gonna be good,
dude. I can't wait.
I just rewatched Dune 2 the other night because when you're feeling like I gotta watch something, there's nothing to watch. Boom, Dune 2 to the rescue. That movie is so damn good. It's crazy.
It is, and I like the other night my wife was watching like a reel or something. She fell asleep, and I heard like the Dune like music playing, like the yeah, and I was just like, don't make me put on Paul Atreides. Like I so quickly was like, I'm about to go find Dune 2 right now. I went to bed. I didn't watch it, but I was like, you don't know how badly I was like, I need to watch that movie again. I need to see it like on my monitor.
Dude, Max has got him, man. Max has got him. So yeah, just throw him on there. This is a good comment because let's talk about Lucasfilm for a second. A multi-billion-dollar company doesn't want to put in effort for good content. Gasp! I've never heard of that.
Sounds like every company that like mass produces content, whether it's Lucasfilm, Disney, Marvel, fucking Sony. Like Spider-Man 2 was rushed. Like the video game was heavily rushed, and that's like apparent. Like once they find something good, they just rush the rest of it to keep making the money.
So. But okay, so Lucasfilm hasn't had a movie in 7 years.
I mean, they just finished wrapping their first one.
That's right. So they just finished. This is the news this week, right? So they just finished wrapping Mando and Grogu. We are officially getting a Star Wars movie. Great. I hope it's good. I trust Jon Favreau more than almost anyone who works there. So, I mean, and I actually do trust him more than anyone that works there. We were fooled by what?
We were fooled by thinking that Greg was doing the cinematography.
Yeah,
for the movie.
Thought Greg Fraser was doing it. It's not Greg Fraser who was doing cinematography this whole time for Project Hail Mary, which also just wrapped yesterday. How crazy is that?
That is also crazy. I feel like he could come back for that Batman now, though. He has the time.
Possibly, I don't know.
Because you were just saying that like it could keep going. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
well, I thought it would, but I was actually pretty shocked to see Project Hail Mary just wrapped. That's gonna be sick. That's Lord and Miller, Ryan Gosling. That's an Andy Weir book. That's gonna be a really cool movie, sci-fi. If you guys are into that kind of thing.
I just got excited by you telling me that they just wrapped 2 because the Batman Part 2 is supposed to be in winter. What's coming? Like this is the perfect time for Greg to finish to go do Batman
Yeah,
Part 2.
I'd like to see Greg Fraser do Batman Part 2 because Part 1, dude, that movie's
even if he
gorgeous.
doesn't, they could have the cinematographer and the DP from The Penguin come in, because he, like, both of them are so great at like recreating Greg's style and making it feel like him still.
Yeah, they are. I would agree with that. I mean, who did Creator?
Greg.
The Creator, was that?
It was Greg.
No. Well, he was the initial consultant for DP, but he had to actually he had to pass it off to someone else because he was doing Dune. And it looked great.
Oren Soffer.
Okay.
He was the co-producer, so he came in and
so he kind of took over. But I mean, Greg could even do something like that. I feel like for Batman, like set up a bunch of shots, like, hey, this is what we're gonna try and find, and then he just passed it off to one of his like proteges or whatever. That would work.
That's what I feel like he did with the Penguin. Like that, like, because like when I was watching the behind the scenes of them like setting up like the camera test and stuff, Greg was fully directing everything. Like he was directing everything, and he was setting up all the lights, and he was like trying different lighting angles and stuff on camera, different stuff for like just the suit reveal that they did in the black and black and red filter. Like it was so cool seeing the behind the scenes of that, because I'm like, he's like directing this like a champ. And it was, I don't know. It was just so cool.
Dude. I mean, he did the same thing on Mando season 1, like when they were trying to like figure out how the lights were going to work with the, the Beskar suit and everything. So I definitely think it's a shame we don't have him for Mando. That doesn't mean he didn't consult in some sort of way though. And I hope he did.
Yeah, and like it also just reminded me of watching like quarter crew videos with them just like holding up lights in certain spots, because that's what he was doing. He literally just had like a light bar that he was like just moving around.
He's involved, dude. Yeah,
like,
I remember seeing him with the light bar. And you know what? I watched some Blade Runner videos, Blade Runner 2049, and Roger Deakins, who is obviously one of the best cinematographers, of modern time, did the same kind of thing, dude. He's got like the light bar. He's like, how are we gonna do this? So yeah, really cool stuff, man. But so with that news though, so we get the news that Mando has wrapped filming. Great. Basically the same day, Stephen Knight done with the Rey project. He is done with the Rey project. This guy submitted 4 drafts for this movie.
Oh, it was 4?
Yes.
I heard it was 2 from what I saw.
John LaRocca says 4 drafts at least. He says at least 4 drafts. And Stephen Knight just walked away.
That's insane.
He's done. He's like, I'm not doing this movie. This Rey movie, dude. Daisy still said the next day, like, yeah, we got some news coming. Like, it's gonna come. Like,
I saw that podcast clip of her being like excited about it, and was talking about like, yeah, like we're like, yeah, like I saw that, because then I was like, wait, does she not know? Like, did they just not tell her? Like, she's still under like belief that like they're like something's coming out. Like,
unless the new news is like, by the way, we have a new writer, like we have a new director. Dude, that movie is in development hell.
You know what it reminds me of Blade all over again.
Yes, it's very similar to
At
Blade
this point,
situation.
I would like for Blade, for example, I'd rather Blade just be introduced in a different movie, like Midnight Suns.
Yep, and then just if it's successful enough, give him his own movie.
But with the Rey movie, literally,
you can't do that with
they don't
Rey.
like what do they have to do? like
and you can't like, introduce her in her own movie. She has a whole trilogy, and no one, dude.
And like, what are you gonna do? The entire movie's gonna be surrounded around another character we don't know anything about, and then she's just gonna be in there at the end. Like, that doesn't work either.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, this project is in trouble, and that it's not even about the project, right? Because it's about Lucasfilm as a whole. If you can't get this movie off the ground, like, okay, Grogu Mando is one thing, because Mando is the most successful Disney project since. And
Grogu is literally what they get paid by.
Their cash cow, right?
Yeah, Grogu is their mascot. Like,
right, Grogu is like the mascot of Star Wars now. So yes, the Mando and Grogu movie is going to happen, great, and it already wrapped, great. But if you can't move the franchise in the future at all past the sequel trilogy, you have a massive issue. And the issue obviously is the sequel trilogy, but
I gotta say is, dude, these are gonna be worth a lot someday. All the sequel pops. That's all I want to say, dude.
Are they? If no one cares about the sequels, though, like, that's the thing.
I mean, you're probably right. I'm probably holding like can fodder at this point, but like,
I just, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, there's gonna, I swear, like, dude,
I can see it on your face. Like,
What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? How are they gonna move this past the sequels? Are they gonna go so far in the future that the sequels aren't ever mentioned? Are they gonna reset with the World Between Worlds in some way? Are they going to just commit and try to make a Rey movie that people don't want to see? You tell me.
I'm hoping that they don't go that route, and they realize now that, like, hey, let's just not do it. Like, let's just not do it. Let's just give Daisy like a settlement check, and then let's just
a settlement.
Okay, but Herschel needs a settlement. Dude has turned down so many movies for Blade. Like, dude has been dragged down for like he needs to be cut a check. But like,
Daisy's doing well, dude. She's doing tons of movies.
Yeah, I'm saying, but like, how do you think that they've been like talking to her about this though? Like, and then like stringing her
several years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're still stringing her along.
Okay, but what do you suggest they do? And anyone else, feel free to comment. What do you suggest Disney does? Do you think they should just do the Rey movie, commit whatever? We're going to commit to the sequel era, and we're going to commit to these characters, go way past it, or do some sort of reset with the World Between Worlds or something?
I'm going to say one of two things for myself. I'm going to say they either just cancel it or just...
But if you cancel it, you can't move the franchise forward, is what you're saying? So you're just never going to touch that time period, like past sequels, ever?
No, you definitely can't. I was just going to say, like, either you cancel it or you move past it. Like, just move past it and, like, okay.
Yeah.
How much of the prequel events were mentioned in the sequels? I feel like there's a lot more original trilogy mentioned, but even then, like, they weren't mentioned a lot. But like they don't have to connect that much. I mean, the Acolyte failed multiple reasons, but I don't think going back in time or going forward in time is going to hurt that. Like, look at the High Republic, look at the Old Republic, look at KOTOR. Like, if there's stories there that are good, it'll be fine. But you have to have good stories to do it.
I do think, I agree. And I think the Old Republic is a good way to go about it, but like, you're kind of still stuck. So you're going backwards, whatever. I mean, they're even obviously this Dawn of the Jedi thing, which we'll talk about in a minute too. But like, you're going to finish this whole story off with the sequels and you're never going to go past it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
All I'm going to say is Star Wars is built on going to the past. George waited 20 years. So, I mean, if we got to keep going back further, I'm fine with that. If that's how we get good stories, sign me up.
Okay. Good point.
If that's what we have to do it. Like, give us some Revan movies, give us some Malgus, and like, just give us good shit, please. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Just please.
I mean, people were like, I want to get out of the Skywalker saga. They go to the Acolyte and like, are we sure we want out of the Skywalker?
I'd go back and like watch like episode 7 after that, just to feel a little bit better about myself.
Oh man. All right, let's see here. He said Penguin episode 4 was horrible. That sounds like
mean?
Josh.
It was
Josh.
Oh, I was gonna say, what do you mean?
We're a little behind. I'm gonna try and catch us up
like
here.
You're psychopath.
Yeah. Baby Yoda's quest for snacks would be better than any of the projects they've done lately. I mean, dude, I kind of agree.
This is what I say. Like, I mean, you're not wrong.
It's entertaining, at least. Hold up. The dude on the left is Jar Jar Jargon. I forgot I was subbed to you. About to binge your videos. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Really cool.
Oh, probably because it says Cantina Jargon and we're flipped. Cantina is above your head.
I know. I don't know how we fix that. Is there a way to fix that?
Yeah.
Hey, there we are.
There we
go. Look at that. You did it. All right. Even better. Now I'm on the right.
I think this is how it normally is.
Yeah, this is good. Okay. These are really the story's evolving. We will get an update soon. One day later, writer leaves project. I was seriously wondering, is that her update? Like the writer is not gonna write this anymore.
The update is that we're fucked. So sorry.
The writer quit, and he's only gonna focus on Peaky Blinders at this point because he's done with this crap.
I mean, the movie already started. So
the Peaky Blinders movie.
Yeah, they already started filming like a couple weeks ago. So I mean,
but he wants to make several of them though.
Several Peaky movies.
Allegedly. Well, I think I'm sorry. He started his own studio and he wants to make several movies.
Yeah, I was like, because he said that the movie is the end of like Peaky, because going into World War II, that's to me the end.
Yeah, but his studio is trying to get several movies off the ground because he just started like his own little studio or
Yeah.
something, and that's part of the thing. So I don't blame
Just
him for not want to waste time anymore.
I mean, it's
Like
same thing with The
listening to
Rock with
Kathleen
Red One.
Snow's
Because Red One is
notes.
literally like a $7 production. Like that's his own production companies with like video. Or not video. That's
Is
their own
that
movie.
really? Is
Yeah,
that what's happening?
that's seven like that. Yes, that's $7. That's the Rock's production company. They
What
also
are your
co-produced
thoughts?
Black Adam.
What are your thoughts on that one?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen. I don't think it's out yet. But did you see the trailer?
Yeah, dude, it's in the movie theaters. Like in the trailer, that's all I'm gonna leave it as. It's a trailer and like it's something to watch while waiting for the show to start.
It's a good time to actually go get your popcorn.
I would rather watch. I honestly like love the movie. I'd rather watch David Harbour as Santa. Like just kick ass.
Is that there's a movie like that that's happening too?
Yes. No. It came out like 2 years ago. Like David Harbour was Santa before Kurt Russell, and he was just like Santa but John Wick.
Oh,
it was
fucking writing these, dude. What happened
dude,
to
I don't know.
Movie, like,
but John Leguizamo was the villain.
That is terrible. Just terrible.
It literally it was like a Home Alone type movie, but like yeah, John Leguizamo was the villain.
But not really. If Santa's John Wick, it's not a kid stuck in his house over Christmas. Like,
well, no, I'm saying, but like it feels like one of those like Christmas like stories, like Christmas movies. Like to me, nobody is like a Christmas movie.
I guess. I'm like, you know me, I'm like, I like the classics, man. I like grew up with like Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, Christmas Story, like
anything Chevy Chase. That's like,
yeah,
I got the VHS tapes. Like
that's right.
Griswold Family Christmas.
I love that movie, man. It's classic. It's Jover if the Ray movie doesn't get mentioned at Celebration, dude. This is the thing.
The Celebration will be the tell for sure.
Yes, 100%. But they've dug themselves in such a hole that they actually can't like not mention it, basically. So like
because they announced it last year at Celebration,
right? And it was a big announcement. We're gonna do 3 movies. Like the Mangled movie is happening. No matter it is happening.
Yeah, I just saw an update on that too, not too long ago.
Start filming next year, I believe.
Yeah. I believe fall, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Around this time next year.
Yeah, like that movie's happening. Dawn of the Jedi is happening. We know Dave's movie's happening because it's going to conclude whatever's happening in this Mando movie and Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah,
that's right. He's doing Ahsoka season 2, which has also been announced. But the one thing they've been completely quiet on, besides Daisy, is this Rey movie. And they're going to get asked about it at Celebration. There's someone that's going to be like, "What's going on?"
I mean, I'd even say like that and Andor, because like we've seen a little bit more from Andor, especially season 2, but like we haven't gotten too much on that either, though. Like those two have been out of loop the most.
But at D23, they showed 3 Star Wars projects.
Yes,
Andor was one of them. Mando and Grogu was the other one, and then Skeleton Crew. So Andor got its own section of D23.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Andor's definitely gotten more, but I feel like Andor, along with like the Rey movie, have been like at like the lowest of their like promotion for it.
Yeah, I think Andor will ramp up. I really do.
I mean, I hope so.
It's Andor's. That's a totally different point though, because Andor's a finished production at this point. It's actually done shooting.
True. Yeah.
Whereas the Rey movie doesn't even have a script yet.
Okay. The way I see it, it's the same thing with how Secret Wars and like a Doomsday was for the longest time. Like they couldn't get this. Like, Michael Waldron wrote 16 drafts. The writer for Multiverse of Madness wrote 16 drafts before walking away.
Was this for when it was called Kang Dynasty or when it was
Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, like both of them together.
Okay.
He wrote 16 different drafts. They had over 20 writers write different drafts before they figured out.
And he just walked away.
Yeah, but also he was a big part of the blame for Multiverse of Madness issues. So I can see why they got rid of him. But he's also part of the Loki team for season 1. So like I don't know, like it could have been great, but also it could have been terrible.
Great writers for Loki.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I mean,
Michael Waldron's like a Rick and Morty writer, right? Something like that.
I believe so. Honestly, I have more faith in Matt Shakman than Michael Waldron, which WandaVision and now Fantastic Four. So like, I don't know.
I honestly, I haven't seen enough from either to like make a. I'll let you decide that one. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is all worse than that time Michael Bay wanted to make the Ninja Turtles Aliens. Yeah, those movies could have been good though. Let's be honest, they could have been good.
I would still say they are in their own way. Like
they're fun.
They're a good bad movie.
The problem is he was trying to make the Transformers movie, like he was trying to like take the success of his Transformers movies and just make them like Ninja Turtles movies.
And he was like, trying to make the Ninja Turtles almost like yes, they were funny, but he was trying to make them also serious and like realistic. They shouldn't have, I don't think they should have gone the CG route, to be honest. You
would have like a live action or practical like suits.
I mean, I grew up on that with like Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
So
that was a good one.
To me, they have to be in suits. Yeah. As dumb as they will look, they have to be in suits. Like the Last Ronin could probably be CG if they do a Last Ronin movie. That might be able to be a CG. But okay, look at Legacy Effects of Cad Bane. They can do it. Legacy Effects they can do it. It can be done.
Cad Bane look good. Another practical effect. They need to shelve the Rey movie and do what we're doing. Yeah, I mean, they need to animate Legends at the end of the day. They're just wasting money, dude. They're not like.
I mean, and also Iger's out, so.
Yeah, he's out 2026, I think, because he's stepping down.
So I mean, like, and he was the one that was like wanting them to stop wasting money.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just think like they're willing to animate Visions and crap like that, and I don't know, man. Star Wars is in a weird place right now, and they should just accept there's two continuities. They're already releasing like the Legends collection books. Like, why not just say, okay, there's two continuities?
Yeah, like they're literally movies and we got the animated toys too. Like the Black Series. Like just call it Legends or call it Expanded Universe. Call it canon. Okay, Marvel and Sony have both used the term canon or canon events in their films, and they've also like said that like this is like multiverse, so it's not canon to like the MCU itself. Like they're saying it already. Just do it. Like okay, Elseworlds, the Batman is Elseworlds. That's gonna be different from the Superman universe where the Justice League are.
And not only that, DC. Okay, so DC has the James Gunn universe now. They have Elseworlds with the Batman and the Penguin and all that stuff, right? And they also at the same time are releasing the DCAU, the animated universe, which is more comic adaptations. This is right, and no one is confused. Everyone's fine. We all get it. Like we
like I get that the characters' names are different, but we also have 4 Green Lanterns already in the DCU. So like this can be done. Just do it. Like if you explain it right, we don't have an issue. No one will have an issue.
Yeah, I mean, just all you need is a little banner up on top of this thing. Legends.
I mean,
Legends.
The wiki page literally like does it like just do what you're doing.
You separate canon and Legends.
You literally just click a button and it switches to Legends content.
Yeah.
Then you know this is not canon. And then you can even say like a special Legends presentation for like the shows or whatever's happening. Kind of like the Marvel's like special presentations.
Right. Well, I mean the the Marvel animation presentation things too.
Or like for Werewolf by Night was like Marvel's
spotlight.
Yeah.
But like that canon? Was Werewolf by Night?
Yeah, it's canon. That's what was leading into
I'm talking about like 97 though, right? Was like it's a Marvel animation production or whatever, which is like not canon. It's like a separate thing. So
that's a new studio that they opened up. That's a whole new studio.
Well, why can't Lucasfilm do something like that? Well, they can. They just don't want to.
There you go. That's the $1 million answer to him.
Right.
I do too. I yes. Get away from where we are. Let's go there.
That'd be really cool.
There's so much there.
I hope it's good. I actually do trust Mangold, even with Indiana Jones not doing well. I still trust Mangold. I like some of his movies. I'm actually excited for his Bob Dylan biopic too. That's
I am too. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say too. Good. I feel like they can even incorporate the Vong into Dawn of the Jedi. Like
they could do some extra galactic threat
for
sure.
Maybe not Dawn of the Jedi, but like in the Old Republic, they can do some sort of Vong story.
Yeah.
That I feel like that could easily work.
Yeah, it doesn't really have to be like a Sith all over again, right? Like they can do something new.
They definitely could. I mean, I still want to see the Star Forge in live action at some
Yeah,
point, but I don't know if they'd
you're
ever
not
do
alone.
that.
You're not alone in that regard. I think it could be cool. He says we did get an update that the filming will begin in 2025. Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I hope it does. I think we're definitely getting it before this supposed alleged Rey movie that is not happening. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, because they gotta mention it. So like they're probably gonna say that like they're gonna have to delay it. Like I don't know, because I mean Marvel announced that 3 times that they had to delay Blade. So
Yeah, that's true. Change writers, change directors, you name it.
yeah. Star Wars Nerd says if they're gonna go back in time, I don't want them to go further back than the Acolyte tried to. It was way too close to the Phantom Menace storyline. Yeah, it was. It was definitely too close, and they tried to make it even closer, like interwoven with it. Sorry.
It
So,
left
like,
everyone asking the whole time, like, okay, where's Yoda? What does Yoda think about this? Like,
yeah, and he definitely should have, like, if he was going to be in the show, he should have been in sooner. And I think, I hope that Dave was the one that pulled him out.
dude, I don't know. Even the fact he was in the last scene, to be completely honest, to me that show is just not canon. Like, it never will be. I will never include it in a watch through ever in my lifetime.
I mean, I'm not. It's not adding anything to it, in my opinion. Like, it's not adding anything that's like important. So, like,
makes no sense. Kiadi Mundi's supposed to say like, "Oh, the Sith have been extinct for 1,000 years," and Yoda is supposed to be surprised about the Sith returning. Like, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Clone Wars to me, like that's to me that's crucial to the Skywalker saga. The Acolyte isn't.
Clone Wars is crucial. I agree, and it also just works with the story.
But the Acolyte isn't crucial and it doesn't work. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, if you put it in like a watch through the sequences, like if I'm going to show my kids, the Acolyte isn't going to be shown because it's not adding anything to the story. It's not needed for it to move the story forward.
Right, and its story never gets resolved because it got canceled. So
and
it's like pointless.
Exactly right, and it's just like filler episodes. Like, we don't need these. We can just skip them. We can just move past them. We don't need these.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh! Here, Lawler Prop says Acolyte is easy to not be canon. Even Disney regrets making it.
I mean, when they removed the merch off the site, that's when I was like, all right, they're done.
Yeah, they were over it.
What's going on, RJ?
General Kenobi. Swap positions in StreamYard. So yeah, we realized I was not on the Jargon side. I was on the Cantina side. This just makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't know how or why or how we didn't even like notice it either. It's just kind of just like, all right.
You're Cantina. I'm Jargon. We got it. Cantina Jargon.
Sir.
I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze.
Look into your light.
Does that work?
No, if you look into a bright light, it'll make you sneeze instantly.
It'll
like, yeah. If you look at a bright light when you have to sneeze, you're over. Like, it's done.
Oh, okay. These lights aren't that bright. They kind of have like a filter on them, you know?
Yeah. Put a flashlight up to your eyes when you have to sneeze. So then tell me how that works. Funny how the only movie that we know is being made wasn't the movie that got announced at Celebration. That's exactly right.
That is wild when you think about it. Like,
that is wild.
Like, a couple of months later, they're like, "Oh, by the way, we're doing a Mando movie," and that movie's already wrapped. And the 3 movies from Celebration, nothing's happened besides Dawn of the Jedi has like a script, allegedly.
And that's like, yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
Take like that's why I always say, like, take everything with a grain of salt, especially from scoopers. Like, take everything with a grain of salt until you hear it from the studio.
Yeah,
because like James Gunn said something about like Dua Lipa being Dazzler for 10 years, like in a 10-year contract, and James Gunn was like, "That's not true." And so many people were like, "Why is James Gunn saying that this is true?" I'm like, "Did you even read it?" Like, 1, you didn't read it, and 2, also, like, if the studio is telling you no, it's probably not true, or if the studio didn't confirm it, it's probably not true.
But even the problem with Lucasfilm is even when they confirm something, it might not happen. I mean,
when they confirm it, it might not even be true.
Right? Like, that's the issue with Lucasfilm, because they're like, "Oh yeah, Ryan Johnson's getting a trilogy," and then like every year at Celebration, she like Kathleen doubles down and says like, It is still happening. Ryan's just really busy. Like, that's never fucking happening.
I'm still
It's never
waiting
going
for Chad Stahelski's Star Wars film.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still waiting for that, dude. Like, where's that?
How many people have gotten Star Wars films that have never are going
Patty
to happen?
Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins, that's a good one. The Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Benny Hoffman Weiss.
Childish Gambino. Donald Glover.
Yeah, Donald Glover. This is crazy, but I actually think someday we'll get his film. I think like not for a while, but I do think someday we're gonna get his film.
I don't.
Real? Yeah, I mean probably not.
I don't. I feel like at this point it's too.
Maybe just wishful thinking.
Like they took in 2 years, Solo will be 10 years old.
Yeah,
a trilogy ends in 10 years. It doesn't start in 10 years.
Yeah,
from the first one.
That's true.
Like that's why Boondock Saints 3 still hasn't happened. That's been supposed to be starting production the past 6 years.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Boondock Saints 3 was supposed to start production in 2018.
Hey, I will say this though. James Cameron. Avatar 2 was supposed to come out in like 2014 and then 2017 and then 2018 and it finally came out in like 2022.
When I first saw that they were doing them, I always saw that it was like in the 20s.
Oh, when I first saw, I mean, when they first announced it was like 2014 or 2015 was like supposed to be the first Avatar 2 was supposed to come out.
I'm saying, like, I was in middle school when I looked it up and I saw, I was like, oh, like they're thinking already out to 2024. Like, damn, that's a long time. Like, so like,
it's crazy.
It is crazy. And the fact that like they're happening and they're successful is what's also like great too.
I mean, yeah, they're big events, event.
I mean, I'll go see Sam Worthington. So
same. Michael Bay is literally making a skibbity toilet movie.
Isn't that what we call it, Six Underground?
He is making a skibbity toilet movie. I don't know if you've seen this, but like he allegedly is.
I'm waiting until like we see like an announcement from his like production company before I'm like on board with it. But like,
oh my gosh, is he okay? Probably not.
After his cameo in Bad Boys, I don't think he's okay. Dude.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's funny.
Pull a DC and make Legends Elseworlds content, and people will be happy. The Penguin and Batman are bigger hits than most of the DCEU. That they are.
Mm-hmm.
I would even say Creature Commandos is going to be a hit.
Yeah, the animated show.
I mean, yeah. DC's when it comes to animation, like DC's always been good. I feel like from the Batman animated series, the Justice League animated series when I was younger, like
they're willing to put out content and like DC has had their faults obviously. So let's not pretend DC's a perfect studio because they're far from it. The Snyderverse kind of blew up in their faces in some way, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they're willing to just keep trying until they get it right. They had the Nolan films, great, okay? Then they moved on, and then they have the Robert Pattinson films, and they look good to me so far. And they're rebooting with James Gunn, and all this time they've been doing animated content because they're willing to continue churning out stuff for fans. And like that's what Lucasfilm is just like, no, we got to get this perfect, and they write 4 different drafts and still can't do anything.
Oh yeah, and with that too, like DC has this wonderful thing in their pocket called Max. Every single one of Max's shows has pretty much been a banger, production wise and everything. Like the Penguin is a Max production, Game of Thrones Max production. Or HBO Max at the time. Like, every single one of their shows has been, like, a high level of quality, like, on TV. Okay. I would say even Amazon, too, with Fallout and The Boys. Like, those two companies...
Yeah, but they also did Ring of Power, which is...
That's true. But, like, I don't think Lucasfilm nor Disney has that yet. Because Marvel, I think, lost that title.
Yeah.
After Loki season 2, they lost that title.
I mean, I pretty much agree. Yeah. Hold on one second. I gotta step away.
Good. Oh shit. All right, hang on. I'm gonna fix this real quick. All right, there we go. Pull a DC. All right, sorry, we already read that. They need to release my Star and AI. Sorry, they need to release my Star Wars AI songs on album. Will make a killing. guys, if you guys are in Joe's Discord and you see Clark's AI content, go ahead and watch it. You will you'll not be disappointed.
I'm back.
What up? The Acolyte is to not be canon, even Disney regrets making it. Yep, we got that. Wait, did I go up?
No, I had clicked on that earlier.
Okay.
That's not me. Yeah, we're in the right spot.
I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Star Wars Nerd says, my thing with the Acolyte is that they tried to diminish Anakin's story and tried to water it down and rewrite the Phantom Menace, in my opinion. They just tried to do... they were too ambitious for what they were doing.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree with both points. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, their bridges were too big.
They thought they had good ideas, and they weren't good ideas at the end of the day.
ChatGPT, that $40 subscription per month really came in handy there. It's probably where all the money went.
Oh my god! They just kept having to renew it. $280 million later. They're like, what have we
26
done?
Drafts later.
I do want to say, you know what I will say? You know, I track ratings a lot and stuff, guys, and especially on the Star Wars side. And obviously, we know that Acolyte was the most expensive per minute show that they've produced and the lowest rated show that they produced on a viewership per minute basis. But the funny thing is, Agatha all along, and I haven't watched the show at all, but it only had a reported budget of under $40 million.
Yes, and it's better than Loki.
And its viewership numbers, too, are similar to Acolyte. So I would say hovering around the same or just above. So you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars in savings and to get the same viewership return that the Acolyte got. It's no wonder that show got canceled, is all I'm saying.
Agatha, though, is very well written, I will say.
I've seen some people say that, like, I just, like I said, I haven't watched any Marvel shows in a while.
And honestly, I don't like, not even like, I don't personally think it would be something that you would like, just based off of like your Marvel likes and interests. Like, I don't think it's something that you would like, but that's totally fine. Also too with with Agatha, it said that like for their finale or whatever I just saw on Twitter the other day, it was that like their finale or their last episode was bigger than the Loki season 2 finale, which for Marvel that's a win.
I did hear their episode 7 or something was like a huge viewership, so I'll be curious to see what the bump looks like on Nielsen, because Nielsen's are pretty delayed. We're only up to episode 3 on Nielsen so far.
Yeah,
so.
It hasn't even gotten to the meat and potatoes then for episode,
right?
Because it was like episode 4 or 5 where it started to like pick up.
But interestingly enough, Acolyte really dropped off after episode 3. Like the viewership went off.
Yeah, that was the tank, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So whereas Agatha would be interesting to see if it goes more like Andor, which is a growth into the into the finale. That'd be interesting to see. So
I'm interested for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Let's fly through a few of these. I know we gotta get moving here. We're probably gotta end stream soon. Got things to do tonight, guys.
I got a couple things I gotta do before I go live for the watch party. I might be doing a watch party like an hour later, just because I had some stuff come up. So
that's cool. Anyone who can join us watch party. They filmed the Mando movie in like 2 months. Is this movie gonna be like 70 minutes? I actually wouldn't worry about that.
It's probably an hour. Sorry, 2 to 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if it's lower than 2 hours.
Yeah, the thing with the Mando stuff, the Mando projects, is most of the work for the stages and stuff is actually done in previs. So by the time they start filming, it's only a few months of filming. And I'm talking even for like Mando season 2, which has almost 4 hours of content, it still only took like 3 or 4 months to film everything. So
yeah, and for example, whereas for Infinity War and Endgame, they started filming in 2016 and finished in 2017, and they filmed both movies in that year. And Doomsday is only filming for 4 months, and that's an Avengers movie, and they're filming for 4 months. Right. So, like, it's gonna be a quick turnaround.
Yeah, and when was D23?
D23 was in August.
So that was August, and they had already had a trailer cut at that point in time. So I think
within 2 weeks of filming.
Yeah, but I think there were the rumors that they had filmed other, scenes before that and stuff. So it's very possible they filmed since July. July, August, September.
That was the original reported time, was that they were going to start was in July with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so we could be looking at about 3 months of filming, which would add up for about a 2-hour movie, I think.
Yeah.
All right, let's skip ahead here. Let's not talk about Game of Thrones ending, though.
I still stay at Starbucks up in my dreams, dude. On the table.
Also hear about people didn't like House of Dragon season 2 finale. Dude, crazy. I liked House of Dragon, and I still haven't. I have 2 episodes to go this season. Haven't finished them. I just
I haven't even
lost
started it yet,
interest.
to be honest.
It's not great, honestly. Monty Python Holy Grail is more canon than Acolyte.
I don't think there ever will be a day where we don't go stream without Clark mentioning Monty Python.
Let's keep the streak going. Let's keep the streak going. Yeah.
Don't stop. Like, if anything, just keep me going.
Yeah. RJ says, I personally like the Acolyte, but it did have issues, and what was left unanswered is, in my opinion, some of the more interesting stuff in the show. Interesting.
All the good things were like left up to like, okay, well, what's gonna happen here? Everything that was intriguing was like left out to dry.
I think that's part of the problem, right? Like, if you started with some of that stuff and left out the twin backstory that frankly, a lot of people didn't care about. Maybe you did, and that's totally cool if you did. I think they would have been better. I think you would have grabbed the audience a little more.
Yeah. They definitely shouldn't have left it so open-ended. Like they weren't shooting it as in like this is the end of the show. They were like, oh no, this is just the end of the season. Like they weren't worried about finishing the show. They were just finishing about getting to a point where they can end off for a season. And I think that's where they fucked them. Like they weren't they weren't trying to make a 6-hour or 8-hour movie. They were trying to make a 12-episode show or 8-episode show, for example.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where they fucked it. They should have thought about it as an 8-hour movie compared to a show. I feel like it would have been paced so much better too.
Probably, pacing was all over the place in the show, man. I don't know. It had its issues, in my opinion, but I mean, I'm not trying to argue with anyone about it. If you liked it, you liked it. So that's fine.
If you liked it, all the power to you.
Yep. I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't really enjoy it. I don't need more. I mean, I don't need any more of it. But yeah. Speaking of Nielsen, Josh has been shitting on Penguin, saying nobody watching it because week 1 viewership not charting on Nielsen. Well, that is just he doesn't understand how Nielsen works then, because the first episode of the Penguin dropped on an odd day. I forget it. I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday, and the next episode came out the Sunday after that. Like an entire week after that.
Yeah, because it was on a Wednesday, Nielsen charts, if you look at them, they track from like Thursday to Wednesday. So basically it had essentially less than a full day of tracking. That's the reason it didn't show up on the week 1 chart. But
I'd also say too, be there. I feel like this show's a lot like Andor, where it's growing over time as word of mouth is spreading about it being good. Like the viewership is growing.
It's gonna pop up on the next Nielsen ratings. It's gonna be up there.
It has to. Like from the amount of engagement I've been getting, and not only that, but I've been seeing and I've been engaging with Max themselves on their videos for the Penguin. There's definitely a big fan base watching it currently.
Yeah. Rogue 3 is gonna blow up, I think. I agree. All right, let's shut it down. The answer to your question is absolutely
yes. Next year's movies come, or not next year. Yeah.
May 2026 is actually the movie release date.
May 2026. Yeah, so we have an entire year of post-production.
We'll get a teaser trailer at Celebration in April.
Yeah. Yep. If they already had enough in 2 weeks, we're gonna get more.
Yep, left point. The Mando movie is certainly happening. I do not believe there will be any more Mando TV show, but we're getting a movie, which is cool.
Yeah.
Big budget.
I do find it funny though that people say that Osha May shouldn't have been the same show. Leads. Yeah, it's just one of those things like they just needed to switch things around and it could have worked out better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let Yoda do Yoda things, save the Acolyte, you might have.
I mean, yeah, if Yoda's like, Jedi are dying, like something's seriously wrong here. Like we'd all have been like, okay, Yoda gets it. Yoda gets it. Yeah. Whatever.
Soul more so. Yep. Bye. Or Mando versus Vader. I don't know how that would work if they did it in like a what if thing. That'd be great. I mean, Mando would get demolished, but it would be cool to see.
Yeah,
Mando would
Vader.
get steamrolled, but it'd be great to see.
Vader's too powerful for a Mando.
Alrighty, well, thank you all so much for being here, and for this week of Cantina Jargon.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you next week, and yeah, we'll be back at it. So appreciate all joining.
Hey, I'm all for this.
That'd be cool.
Only if like
several Terminators.
Yes,
they're just
I will say if it's at the end of the day. Yeah, they have to be. It has to be more than just like a T800 or a T1000. Like it has to be more than just that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. On that note,
there you go.
We'll see you guys all next week. May the Force be with you all.
Yep, and the Force be with you guys. See you later. Have a good